How are all of you doing out there? I'm so excited that you're here because I've spent a pretty good amount of time compiling this video for you, putting together some small statistics and all the different numbers and everything like that. I've tried asking multiple people on what commanders do they think is the best, and this is going to be fully based off of my opinion of what I see in potential for these heroes, and I'm going to try to do some comparison of some real-time numbers that we did push up on some of them. And I'm going to tell you guys, what to focus on for gear and what to focus on for their stats, gear stats hand in hand together, what abilities you should focus on or what you can focus on, and then ultimately what units to put with them. So this is going to be your overall tier 1 guide that you need. And for all of you out there that, just want a too long, didn't read, list, here's the tier list right off the bat. This is how we're going to go based off of everything that's listed right up there. We're going to go down through them all. But this is the quick overview. If you just wanted to see, no, just tell me which hero's the best so I could dip. And here it is. So I'll see you guys later for you guys that are leaving. But those of you that are sticking around, if you have only specific heroes that you have unlocked, I'm going to, put some timestamps on where to get to your specific hero. So that way you can hear all the tips and tricks that you need for your specific hero so that you can get better. All right, first and foremost, at the top we'll have one S tier hero, Hirgon. This man is an absolute monster in my opinion. The reason why he's an absolute monster, we're gonna go into it, is let's see, we'll go to commander. Let's go straight over to Hirgon. Here he is right here. I have him level 17. I'm currently in the process of leveling him. I have no items on him. The reason why I have no items on him, I'm going to be switching this one though. This one item is going to be switching over to him, and I'll explain why in just a second. The reason why I have no items on him is because he is solely going to be used for my siege hero. I'm obviously going to be investing points into other things because now that I have logistics maxed out, which increases siege damage by 7. That's amazing. And I have a big tip for the siege damage and everything like that on my advanced tips video that's going to probably be coming out tomorrow. But this guy is insane. The amount of siege damage that he puts out in battles is crazy. He's got some decent, damage things up here. He can increase some might and speed, increase march speed. You can add that in for your raids for logistics. Add in a 21%, speed increase. Dude's nuts for siege. And there's nobody else that's like him. Nobody else puts out this extra siege damage that he adds. And then, we've got Warden. He's got a chance to dodge. I'm not so big on that, but everyone has their own personal preference. Again, this guy is pretty much just wanting to be used for siege. Everything that he says just screams siege. And with that, the units that you should be using with him, which I am currently working towards right now, it's definitely going to be the let me jump right in here. Units you're going to want are the dwarves, these guardians right here, for that 20 siege damage. Then you add on his 7, and then the reason why I'm going to swap that item over to him is because even though it looks amazing on Thranduil, that 4 siege, you know what, for elves, I stand corrected. I'm probably not going to rock dwarves with them anymore. I'm going to use that item along with the oh my gosh, I always forget what they're called. They have all these crazy names. The heralds. Add that 4, that puts us at 22, so it's already better than those dwarves. That'll put us at 22 plus a 7, 29 damage, siege damage. And just to show you, we recently just took over a siege place. Look at how much durability he has done with level 17 and 87,000 points of durability damage compared to my Thranduil, who had 66,000. This guy is bonkers. Amazing. I loved him. So let's bring back that list and let's check it out one more time. We got Eowyn next up. So Eowyn is an amazing commander. The reason why she's so good is because she has so many ways to make your mounted units just ridiculous. So right off the bat, you want to give her all the mounted units. But the problem is you need her to be tier 5 for her to be this amazing. Tier 1, yeah, she can get the job done and she can do some things, but tier 5 is really where the money's at. If you want to focus in on abilities, if you only have her tier 1, I recommend going down below making sure you get her some mounted units. Rohirrim, it increases damage by 0.6%, like, and it's affected by speed. So put speed on her, you know, make her get them stacks of increased damage or increase inflicting damage. And then, you know, she could do a nice little cleave to do some extra damage. But then there's this nice little buckaroo right here of damage received reduced by 2%. If you remember, pretty much every single mounted unit has a 10% damage reduction if you buy it with the gold coins. So not only will you get that 10%, but you're also going to get a potentially 14% from this once you max it out on top of that. And that's just amazing. Tier 2, it's okay. I wouldn't recommend going into it if you're trying to just stack your mounted units, which is what you should be doing with her. This is what makes her, this is her bread and butter right here. All mounted units every single round recover 2% HP every round. So that means once you max this out at 15, that's 30% HP all your mounted units are gaining. And on top of that, you get stun immunity for all of your units. That's crazy good. Round 3, she heals up all allied melee units by 42%. You multiply that by 7, you're getting some amazing heals out there. Granted, it's a one-time ability for round 3, but still, you're getting that consistent healing every single round while you're getting the damage reduction and damage reduction from the unit itself. And then just to put it all together and make it even better, she gets a 3% damage increase for all race of men. So if you're just stacking up all those men, it sounds so weird. Stacking up all those men cavalry units, you just toss them all on her. She increases damage 21%, reduces damage 14%. Heals huge on round 3, heals every single round, and does damage based on, you know, her speed stat. Wow. Talk about insane. This Eowyn is borderline S tier. Only reason why I don't have her at S tier is because, you know, I'm Lothlorien. Our tier 4 units aren't mounted. They're also not human. Well, they're human, they're just elves. Well, I guess they're not human, they're elves. But we don't have that, so that's the reason why I'm ranking her down at A tier. But if I had some mounted tier 4 units, let me tell you, I would definitely put her up at S tier. Because, again, she's bonkers. Going back to our list, we have Haldir. I'm not going to say he's as good as her, but, you know, considering that I am Lothlorien, I gave him the bump to get into the A tier because he's got some awesome ways to help increase the potential of my units that I have, that I specialize in. You know, we've got Guide in here, increases damage the first 2 rounds, and that's it. I'd rather have consistent increase in damage through all rounds because there's 10 rounds in each fight before it's a draw. We're only talking 20% here. That's not going to cut it for me. So we're going to use what I like is the tier 5 Galadrim right here. Increase physical damage by 18%. Again, modified by speed. So that means all my range units are now getting 18% plus damage. I can get a reduced damage for them, just like Eowyn. So it's going to be a potentially 14 damage reduction, 14%. And on top of that, he has Sylvan Elf. For the commander alone, he attacks and does additional physical damage as well as poison damage. But that's not really the good part here. The good part is these next 2 abilities, because one of them, he recovers 14% HP per round for all beasts. Bjornlings and eagles. So you max this out, they're pretty much going to be getting 100% life every round. Per round, 100% life recovery. Wow, what a great reset. And then all allied range units has a X amount of chance to attack twice per round. Sorry, a lot of talking in this video. So that means this 18% increase in damage that I have for my units is going to have a potential chance to be able to double the damage. Double the damage. I'll take that. I'll get like roughly 20% for 20% chance. That's bound to hit at least once or twice during each fight. And that's why I have him ranked so high, because I am part of the elf faction, and he's amazing for elves, and not only elves but beasts as well. So that's why I would put on him some ranged units, some beasts, and he's easy right there. So primary focus is speed. You want to put speed items on him. You know, I've got as much as I can to increase either speed or, you know, reduce damage and that speed, or to increase damage for my ranged. So as this Mirkwood bow levels up, it's going to get +1 attack on ranged, but it's got that 1% increase as well. Everything I'm doing for him is to increase or to make it as good as possible. Accessories are kind of give and take. They're a weird little breed on their own. However, that's what I think makes Haldir a A-tier hero. Take a little quick I am no way sponsored by root beer, although I wish I was. It's really, really nice. Who doesn't love root beer? A lot of people who aren't American. That's probably who. Definite American thing. Moving forward, Dwalin. Some of you might be wondering, why do I have Dwalin so high listed on this list? Reason why I have Dwalin listed so high on this list is because he probably does the most amount of damage compared to any other hero. So as a commander by himself, he does the most amount of damage. The reason why is because of his his respect level 3 abilities. You know, everything else is pretty great. You know, it increases his normal attacks. It increases damage dealt. You know, this is all great stuff. Normal damage, increased speed, defense for the entire army. Pretty awesome. And healing. We're not going to focus so much on him because this man right here is a warrior. He's got that 25 might added on. So the reason why he's so good is because he's got Durin's blood right here. It increases his skill damage during combat just astronomically. I think we're looking at somewhere in the ballpark of 30-40% increase in damage. And his whirlwind does, against 2 enemy targets, deals X amount of percent. That's increasing 171 right now at 4 points. It's gonna hit 300 pretty much. 300% physical damage. And on top of that, all in on round 3, he's gonna do almost what, 700% damage when it's maxed out against one other person. It's gonna reduce damage for the next reduces the next damage dealt by 28%, but you're dealing out way more than you are receiving. And then, you know, you can reduce all physical damage received, which is awesome, but where I think he really excels is having this whirlwind and all in. I'll give you a compare and contrast, because, you know, I do have Thranduil, who also just so happens to have these same exact abilities, or almost same exact, but he's got whirlwind and swing, not all in. But whirlwind increases by 300% damage. So just to put it in perspective, like these numbers for a normal fight, let me get to a moment where it wasn't siege damage, because we had a very big fight this morning taking over a level 40 keep, and it was close. It came down to the wire. Come on. This is how many times I'm over here attacking. You can see why siege is so important now. You can see he's over here putting his 87,000 every single attack. Here's the one I'm looking for. As a commander alone, Thranduil did 86,000 damage. That's more than the entire army did combined. So as long as the army stays up, Thranduil can keep pushing out damage. Dwalin is right there in the same boat. He could push out damage. Lots and lots and lots of damage. Because this whole thing right here increases all of his attack. And then he's just got all these different things that increase his attack. So units you want to put on Dwalin, you want to put something that's going to last. Like, you know, some frontline units that are going to be able to take some damage. If they can't last, you know what? Go invest into this tier 5 right here. Get the physical damage received reduced. Commander, physical damage ignores 7.1% of target's defense. Like, you can add that into both of your abilities right here. You're still pulling out some crazy numbers with this guy. I wish we had a way to sim it all, like that would be consistent. Fortunately, we don't. After all that, you can go in and just start putting it into his normal attack to start increasing that way. So there's so many ways that this guy can be increased for damage, and that's why I think he deserves to be in that A tier. Great. We're officially halfway through this list. We got Boromir and Faramir. They're both kind of, you know, similar to one another. And then we've got Ori, Merry, and Pippin. So I'm going to try to go through these last guys as quickly as possible because I don't think they're as big. They are as, you know, important and for some people to be able to still grow. I think Boromir is better than Faramir, but I think Faramir is still a B tier character. All right, going straight into Boromir. The reason why I think he's good is because he's got so many ways to increase your defense and increase your attack, but he goes only for the race of man. As you can see here, he increases his the defense per round. So this is going to get up to about what 0.9. It's going to get up to around 14 or so. And so that's 14 extra defense for all of your units, and then you can increase damage by 21%. That's going to be awesome and great. If you wanted to, you know, put some extra damage in on just him as a commander, then, you know, he's got that opportunity for you as well. He can increase for the first 3 rounds the allied damage for you that's going on, but and then he has a chance to avoid if you really want to invest into that one as well. That one I don't think is as great again because I'd rather have consistent damage reduction rather than a chance to miss damage. On that note, that's pretty much all for Boromir. You know, this is his best abilities right here, I think, in the first tier. And he's got some other things that are going on for him, like, you know, a counterattack, and he can increase the how much the enemy army receives on damage. But he's good, don't get me wrong. And he's really good for a reason because he's got leader. He can increase that 5+ for command. So get him up to level 20 to unlock that. Next up we have Faramir. Oh, I had the screen on the entire time. What a bad way to go. Bad way. We're so deep into this, and I don't really want to do another retake, so we're just going to commit. I'm going to take that away real quick, show you these abilities, get increase in defense, and increase in damage, and that's really the main things. Chance to, you know, dodge. Yeah. He's cool. He's good. He's got that leader. I'd use him as another siege hero. That's the big thing I'm probably going to end up using him for. Faramir is awesome because he's got a similar thing just as Boromir does. He has hair as well. It's got the increase defense, damage, and can increase his own stats. However, it's only unlocked at tier 5. So that's what makes it a little bit harder. Tier 3, he's got guide, which increases up to 30%, or I'm sorry, 45% for the first 2 rounds. Awesome, but it's only the first 2 rounds. Great way to come out the gate swinging to lower your enemy so that way you take less losses. But, you know, you have other abilities, especially like these commander abilities where they increase damage. So great. We have 6 in here right now. We're doing 132%, and then all units gain initiative for the next round. This one does, you know, it's going to do some crazy numbers once it gets up there. It's going to do somewhere around the ballpark of what I think 500% physical damage on one target. And then he's got this other one which does more damage to the target. Can't go wrong. That's personally the way I'd go it. Completing tips, I can't justify it. Can't justify it to use a whole ability point into that. The other things are kind of up in the air, but I would personally go with a more of a damage dealer type build. All right, next we've got Ori. I think he's lingering between a tier B and a tier C. Reason being is because Ori, he's got some focus. He's a balanced hero. He doesn't, you know, exactly excel in one way or struggle in another. So with that, he's got his healing things and damage reduction for defense. So you increase the defense and everything like that. You get these healing abilities going on, and you can have yourself a nice 1 consistent army. You'd want to do this with a 2 army front, and you want to make sure you have a 2 melee front. I'm sorry, not a 2 army, 3 army, 3 different types, which you want to have 2 different melees, and then that way they can just go and absorb everything. Because you can see on this healing ability right here, it goes to the unit with the highest defense. So that means every single time it's going to go to that 1 unit. So you might even want to use 1 you know, melee. Really up to you. Removes one random debuff and recovers HP. Probably going to be right around 100%. And that happens every 2 rounds. This one also happens every 2 rounds. He's got similar thing to Dwalin, where he's got the all-in, the whirlwind, and Durin's blood. However, he's not a might hero that's built like him. So, you know, his physical damage isn't going to be there as much compared to Dwalin, which is why I have him ranked a little bit lower. He can reduce more physical damage, just as Dwalin could. So they're almost the same pretty much. And then I can't really justify these top ones. 1% focus is awesome if he's like super high level. But for now, and being this low, probably want to go healing and get that long-lasting fight. Last but not least, we have Merry and Pippin, who are basically our support healers. You look at these guys, they got all focus and 5 skill points. These guys are little pocket healers. And that's what makes them cool too, is, you know, they can really last in a fight. So if you have amazing units, you'd want to put them on someone that heals. So we've got War Chant, where it increases all allied units damage by, it's going to go up to what, 25%, I think, something like that. 15 times 2%, 30%. It's going to be 30%, and it reduces by a third each round. So it's going to go from 30 to 20, from 20 to, oh geez, numbers, 18, something like that, or I don't know, somewhere in that ballpark. And then when you max out, it's going to go by a quarter. So it's going to go even less, and it's going to last longer. And then they heal. Can't go wrong with healing. Again, it lasts a long time. Bottom abilities aren't really worth it because the tips that you lose out on and everything like that. It can reduce damage for men and hobbits, so that's kind of cool. It increases the speed of Ents, because God knows those Ents are so slow. They go at like 3 minutes per tile. They're slow. The Ents are so slow. I think it's like more like 1.5 minutes per tile, but still ridiculous. Palantir Scryer, I can never say it right. They have a chance of succumbing into madness, and you don't want your hero to go into madness, because then they become useless. They're not doing anything, because start attacking your own units and everything like that. This increases damage percent. I personally just wouldn't invest anything into that last tier. The amount of bonuses that you would get from it don't adequate the potential downsides. So with all of that being said, that is all of our tier 1 commanders that are out there. I have them all right here, got them all unlocked, showed you all their abilities. If you disagree with some of the things that I'm saying, then please, I'd love to hear your thoughts, because, you know, I'm trying to help you guys get better, and you guys are here to help me get better, and this is all just, you know, a learning experience for us all. I'm really excited that all of you guys are here with me and supporting me on this journey. That's all that we have for this video. The 23-minute video, it's pretty long, I know, but thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for everything, and I hope this helps you guys, you know, focus in on what heroes you want to get just a little bit more. All right, you guys have an amazing day. Thank you so much.